I'm here in the Skull Valley of Utah. It's one of the most desolate places that you'll ever see. There's no people, there's no houses, and there's almost no vegetation. Yet right here, there is a cemetery indicating that there once was a town. So coming to a place like this begs a couple questions. Why were they here in the first place? And second, why did they abandon the town? This was once a town consisting of Hawaiian Latter-day Saints who immigrated to Utah. Understanding why they came and why they left provides powerful lessons about the doctrine of the gathering of Israel. We're traveling to Hawaii to better understand the doctrine of the gathering. But first, a bit of history. In 1830, the Lord gave a commandment to his saints, "A commandment I give unto the church, that it is expedient in me that they should assemble together at the Ohio. There I will give unto you my law, and there you shall be endowed with power from on high." Since the beginning, the saints have been motivated to gather to seek God's law and endowment, which was closely linked to consecration and the temple. This gathering place shifted from Ohio to far west to Nauvoo and now to Utah. Naturally, many Hawaiian saints wanted to receive these same blessings and potentially gather to some location. And that's why we're going to the small city of Laie. This vibrant little community is home to several special places. It has its own Latter-day Saint University, BYU Hawaii, with the highest percentage of international students at any school in America. It has a majestic and beautiful temple, the Laie Hawaii Temple. It even has a theme park where you can learn all about the different cultures from throughout the Pacific. This is a beautiful place with scenic beaches, delicious food, and the peaceful spirit of aloha. Latter-day Saint missionaries first arrived in Hawaii in about 1850. George Buchanan was among those first missionaries, and he teamed up with local Jonathan H. Nepela to publish the Book of Mormon in Hawaiian. To help me better understand the stories of these first missionaries, I met with BYU Hawaii historians Felipe Cho and Riley Moffat, who take me back to an important statue. Tell us about the statue.
This statue commemorates Jonathan Nepela and George Buchanan, who worked in the Hawaiian mission at its beginning in 1850-51. Jonathan Nepela was very literate in Hawaiian and English, and so they worked together to translate the Book of Mormon.
And they translate the Book of Mormon, and we're off the races.
Yeah, and by the time of Elder Cannon's mission was over, there were 4,000 members in the kingdom.
Which is a pretty big percentage of the population.
Yeah, since there was only about 80,000 people in the entire kingdom. So we had 5%.
One core doctrine from the Book of Mormon is the gathering of Israel. "I shall gather in from their long dispersion my people, O house of Israel, and shall establish again among them my Zion." These Hawaiian saints believed they were from the house of Israel, and thus may have had questions about the gathering. Another missionary to this area was Elder William R. Clough, who received a powerful vision while praying in a small grove of trees where Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball appeared to him and told him that Laie would be a gathering place for the church and that a temple would be built there. But many faithful Hawaiian saints still wanted to be near a temple, so some of them moved to Iosepa, Utah. However, Joseph F. Smith made a big announcement just a couple of decades after wandering in the jungle where the temple would be.
It was behind here in 1915 that Joseph F. Smith knelt and dedicated the site for the building of a temple.
Joseph F. Smith just had the inspiration and strong spiritual feeling, and that's why he decided to dedicate. And then he had to go back to Salt Lake and then talk to the brethren, make sure that they were okay with it.
And so he went back to Salt Lake and got permission from the brethren and announced it at the October 1915 General Conference. And the temple was built here and dedicated in 1919, and it's been a blessing to all the people of the Pacific.
So the Iosepa saints moved back to Hawaii. Decades later, Joseph F. Smith told the Hawaiian saints, "My brothers and sisters, do not leave this land, for this place has been chosen by the Lord as a gathering place for the saints of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Hawaii. And upon this place the glory of the Lord will rest, to bless the saints who believe in him and his commandments. Prophets have embraced this idea of hundreds and thousands of gathering places throughout the world. Bruce R. McConkie stated that the place of gathering for the Mexican saints is in Mexico. The place of gathering for the Guatemalan saints is in Guatemala. The place of gathering for the Brazilian saints is in Brazil. And so it goes throughout the length and breadth of the whole earth. Japan is for the Japanese. Korea is for the Koreans. Australia is for the Australians. Every nation is the gathering place for its own people. The gathering brings together and builds cultures. Saints can flourish in their own lands, celebrate their own cultures, and thrive in an environment of gospel learning with a temple near them. And here in Laie, the saints fulfilled the Lord's command to gather, to consecrate their efforts, and build these beautiful places, culminating with the Laie Temple.
A few hundred people here, unheard of, right? Not many members here, and then the inspiration front to build a temple here. And then followed up with that was President David McKay's inspiration to put a school here, the Church College of Hawaii, that's today BYU Hawaii. And then, of course, then the third leg of that stool is the Polynesian Cultural Center.
The doctrine of the gathering is still taught in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints today. But instead of converts gathering to the American West to attend the temple comes to the people. In places like Laie, which was one of the first international gathering places, temples are built and a new gathering place is established. People come from all over the world bringing their cultures together, but also creating a new culture of the saints of God who've entered into sacred covenants through the ordinances of the temple. Laie was the first temple built outside of North America, and today there are hundreds of temples all around the world and new gathering places being created where people can come together, enter into sacred covenants, and get the best of each other's cultures together. Joseph Smith explained the real reason for the gathering. What was the object of gathering the people of God in any age of the world? The main object was to build unto the Lord a house, whereby he could reveal unto his people the ordinances of his house and the glories of his kingdom, and teach the people the way of salvation.